PETA slams Jeremy Clarkson for adding squirrels to his farmer's dog pub menu. Squirrels in duck fat and the Cotswolds media storm. On a chilly early spring afternoon in the sleepy Cotswolds village of Chadlington, Jeremy Clarkson's new pub farmer's dog is buzzing with laughter and the clinking of glasses. It has quickly become a favorite with locals and tourists curious about the TV farmer, following the success of his show Clarkson's Farm. Jeremy, as usual, stands behind the bar with a brown apron stained with mud, presumably from his morning walk with the cows. Today's special, he laughs, holding up a handwritten sign, "Squirrels in duck fat, the old Cotswold style." The first reaction is laughter and a few gasps. A few curious customers order some. Jeremy, in his country foodie persona, proudly introduced the dish as part of the British hunting and cooking heritage, which also helps control the grey squirrel population, an invasive species that is overtaking the native red squirrel. But less than 24 hours later, Clarkson kills squirrels for food, cruelty or eco-friendly. The headline appeared on the front pages of The Guardian, The Daily Mail, and most importantly, on the official account of PETA UK with the scathing caption, "Jeremy Clarkson, once again using animals for entertainment. Now it's the turn of innocent little squirrels to be turned into a snack? We demand that you take this cruel dish off the menu immediately." The post was accompanied by a photo of a plump, sparkling-eyed baby squirrel that looked like it had stepped out of a Disney cartoon. The chain reaction. On Twitter, the hashtag #SaveTheSquirrels quickly climbed to the top of the trending list. Hundreds of people shared videos of squirrels dancing, eating nuts, and even a parody song. Musical note: "Don't eat me, Clarkson, I'm just a squirrel," sung to Queen's "Don't Stop Me Now." Meanwhile, in Chadlington, crowds were pouring into the farmer's dog, but not just for the food. A small group of PETA supporters camped outside, holding signs reading, "Squirrels are not food," and occasionally released squirrel-shaped balloons across the village. Jeremy, of course, was not to be outdone. He posted a video response on YouTube, "If I were a gray squirrel, I'd thank you for eating me. Seriously, because that's how red squirrels survive. And if you think eating squirrels is cruel, have you ever eaten factory-farmed chicken? Ha ha." The video has attracted more than 5 million views in just 2 days. Both sides of the argument. Ecologists are divided. Clarkson supporters, some wildlife conservationists have voiced their support for him, saying that gray squirrels, native to North America, are severely depleting the native red squirrel population, destroying forests, and spreading dangerous viruses to native squirrels. Controlling the population and exploiting the food source of gray squirrels may be part of the solution, said Professor Linda Hargrave of the University of Exeter. PETA's supporters, PETA counters that there is no moral reason to turn any animal into food, and claims that Clarkson is normalizing cruelty by making it a laughingstock. Aftermath backlash. The farmer's dog was forced to temporarily stop selling its duck fat fried squirrel after a chain of suppliers threatened to stop working with him unless he cleansed up his image. However, sales tripled that week thanks to a new influx of curious customers. A food critic from The Observer magazine wrote after trying the dish, "All that aside, if you've ever had hare or pheasant, gray squirrel is no different, only a little more tender and sweet." Clarkson's use of duck fat and rosemary is truly astonishing. Open-ending. A few weeks later, Jeremy announced that squirrel stir-fry would be back on the menu, but now under a new name. Spring Surprise, a rustic classic from the English forest, PETA again condemned it, but by this time public opinion was divided into 3 distinct camps. The Clarkson is the king of rustic food camp. The PETA is right, squirrels are friends camp. And the third camp, let me have a bite first and then tell you more camp, the aftermath. A year later, Clarkson published a new book called The Squirrel Scandal, which told the whole story in his signature satirical tone. In the preface, he wrote, I don't hate squirrels. I just hate hypocrisy. If you've ever had bacon, fried chicken, or sausages, well, don't look at me like I've just eaten your pet. The book sold well, the pub grew in popularity, and somewhere in the Cotswolds woods, a red squirrel smiled with relief.